The biggest question I had was why Rick Prime did what he did and what was his reason. After thinking a lot, I have come to piece together why he did what he did. Here is my theory. Rick Prime was probably once like Rick C-137, a simple family man with ambitious goals. Then he invented interdimensional travel and traveled across many universes to other versions of himself and his family. That's when he realized that nothing matters. So he spiraled and got sucked into endless void of nihilism. He left Diane and Beth, probably in pursuit of something greater to give him purpose. Maybe he didn't find anything, and after returning to his family, Diane wanted nothing to do with him and lashed out at him. In response, he traveled the multiverse to find a Rick much like himself. He then offered him the formula for interdimensional travel so that he could become the infinite Rick. There is two reasons behind doing this. First, to prove to himself that his decisions were right.
You're me, except, less.
Second, he wanted to form an infinite brotherhood of godlike scientists who abandoned their attachments.
You have yourself, your infinite selves. It's a non-stop party where all the guests are the only person
But
we
Rick
like.
C-137 decided to pass.
Pass.
And you can see from Rick Prime's reaction.
Excuse me? Bro, Ricks don't pass on this. Who do you think you are?
Perhaps seeing a Rick who was better than him, a Rick who stayed with his family and didn't obsess over becoming this unstoppable god, made Rick Prime jealous. Rick C-137 is everything Rick Prime ever wanted to be, someone who had meaning. So in response, Rick Prime kills Rick C-137's family. Not out of a personal vendetta, but to prove that no one is better than him and all Ricks have a tipping point.
You're me, except, less. But you acted like you were better, so I killed your beloved Diane.
And that one act caused our Rick to transform into another Rick Prime, a person who realized that everything is infinite and nothing matters. You could argue that the reason Rick Prime chose to erase Diane across infinity relates to this too. If he couldn't have his wife, then no other Rick could.
You died everywhere. Forever. You're the only thing I can't replace.
Just look at the little dicks he tries to get in while Rick C-137 is pummeling him to death.
Admit it, you would have been me. I just walked into your garage before you walked into mine. But eventually, you did. You lived in my house.
Rick Prime loves as he dies because he knows he succeeded in his plan to prove that he is no worse than any other Rick out there as long as they have the power to see infinity. Since Rick C-137 is the only other Rick who created portal travel,
Honestly, wife guy, I do miss when it was just us. The only two Ricks who actually invented portal travel.
he indirectly ruined every Rick's life because he is the one who created the citadel of Ricks. Essentially, Rick Prime represents what Rick C-137 might have become if he had lost all emotional connections and attachments to everyone, as several episodes show.
Morty, where's your collar? I'll fix it. I dropped it! You're a rogue, Rick. Irrational, passionate. You love your grandkids. You came to rescue them.
He never did lose that. Rick Prime is the twisted reflection of Rick C-137, essentially the darkest and worst version of Rick. Rick Prime isn't just cruel, he is extremely petty, killing another Rick's family not out of necessity but to prove that no one could ever surpass him. And while he eventually dies at the hands of Rick C-137, he still wins through his death because he left Rick C-137 with emptiness, adrift in a world of infinite possibilities, yet forever shackled to a single moment of loss. All it left Rick C-137 with is the harsh truth that the man who broke him was also the man who defined him. He gave Rick C-137 infinity to prove that no other Rick is better than him. However, what makes Rick 737 better than Rick Prime is his humanity and his attachments to his family.